Good. Oh, here we are. Here we go. Okay, we're being recorded. I would like to welcome to the lectern, to the Zoom screen, Benita Reisgraf, from District 3 Table Topics Champion in 2022 to not placing in the district for evaluation contest this weekend. How motivational strategies need to be used in our self-talk more than our stage talk. Help me welcome Benita Reisgraf, From Motivation to Crash and Build.
Let me tell you a secret. I'm not a professional speaker. And I learned that this weekend. I knew I wasn't a professional speaker going into one of the largest competitions I've ever been in. And the fact that it was in person and the first time I've ever shown up at a district contest in person, I was overwhelmed. Let me tell you what overwhelmed me the most. Was it thinking about the speech? No. Was it thinking about competition? No. It was having to give a motivational speech that morning in front of my fellowship. Fellow Toastmasters, fellow guests, welcome today. This weekend, I had the opportunity to walk into our state level competition and give an evaluation. I had done everything right. I had prepared, I had focused, I'd chosen my outfit. But that morning, I had something that was really important that needed to be taken care of. And when I went to go take care of it, that went so well. It was so motivational that my daughter took the mic from me while on stage and gave her testimony, and I cried. And all of this emotion that had been building up probably for the last 6+ months in the middle of Passover season came rushing out of me in a way that I didn't know it was there. And I had to prepare to pivot on that. And I was okay with that. And I was ready and I knew what my brain needed. We are fatheads. Do you guys know what a fathead is? It's all of our brains are made up of more than 60% fat. So we need healthy fat to be fatheads. And I did that morning. I recognized that after our presentation in our fellowship, I needed to go home and do 3 things. I needed to eat a high-fat diet, something to put into my brain to give it back what it had lost. I needed to rest to allow my mind to process the emotion so I didn't carry that with me onto stage in an hour. But I also just needed quiet time. That quiet time was ruined by a phone call from the stage manager. Miss Benita? Yeah. So your alternative is here and she's asking where you are at because you are not here. Am I correct? Was the start time 1 o'clock for us to be present? Yeah, that's right. Well, it's only noon. Yes. That brought out all of those emotions from the morning that were loving and caring and proud mom moment to anger and frustration. And I didn't know what to do. I lost everything that I had planned to pivot on. I got flustered. I threw a coat on over my t-shirt and I dashed off to Scottsdale. And I thought I was going to be all right. Again, used my time to prepare. Why am I sharing all of this with you guys? It's because I had just finished my pathway last year called Motivational Strategies. I did 36 speeches on everything you could possibly imagine, from my aunt's eulogy to mushrooms are your brain's best friend, to Brussels sprouts grew my confidence, and a though year. That was really interesting. The though of the year was actually a mistake printed on a keychain that I carried for a year. To open house and open mouths. And finally, your reticular activating system. That's the system I'm talking about now that got in my way on Saturday and really There was no way for me to overcome it. And I showed up and I let every little thing that bothered my emotion carry on to stage. I was upset about that phone call. You guys all see that. I walked into the room and it smelled like lunch. And ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what they ate, but it did not smell good. And I got angry. I asked, where's my seat for contestants? And they said, oh, just find one that's not taken. And I got angry. I finally found a place that had a half drink water glass in it, but no one was sitting there. And I sat down and someone said, that's my seat. So I got up and found a new one. But I'm telling you all of this because through this struggle is everything in motivational strategies that I learned was applied. Once I got over all of that emotion, I took the stage and I didn't give an evaluation. That's why I lost. I gave an emotional speech. I brought the confidence, I brought motivational strategies, I brought everything that I had been practicing for the last 2 years. And I lost the analytical part, that front part of our brain that's supposed to pick through analytical things to tell you what you're doing good and what you're doing wrong, what you can improve on, tell you if you're making eye contact, tell you if you're using vocal variety, tell you if you're using hand gestures, all of those things that make a speech wonderful and engaging. I didn't talk to. Instead, I talked to the content. And I didn't see my timer. Right, Sarah, I see your face. The timer literally was hidden in the back corner. And if you weren't speaking to the audience, which was on your right flank and left flank, you would never have seen the timer who was behind the whole separation of you and your camera. I wanted to share this because that's my secret. I'm not a professional speaker. This is my playground and this is my safe space to grow and to try new things and to build speeches and to communicate a story for other people to hear. I truly enjoyed my motivational pathway, and the new pathway I'm working on is humorous. And I saw, Neha, you want to add humor to your speeches because it brings life and it brings character. And when people laugh, they learn. And that is the pathway that I will be continuing on next because I want to graduate with the DTM. I want to make that next step in my Toastmasters career here like Lisa. Getting to 20 years is a major milestone, but getting to that first recognition of a DTM, I can feel it. I'm super excited for Amanda to be on that pathway, and I've seen Shin go before me. So that's the pathway that I hope to pursue next. Now, how does this deal with everything outside? Well, it's given me confidence. Sometimes I don't look very confident when I'm conveying this, but to be honest, there's something in my head that I rely on. It's that there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity. And sometimes I just lean into the stupidity and run with it because I know that is going to carry me over to the brave side that I need to be in. And so I've done a lot of things this year. I put myself on stage without preparing a speech, and I forgot how to say a person's name. But it's something I learned from and I'll grow from. I put myself on stage at that District 3 contest with all those emotions, and I didn't lean into my frontal lobe and give an articulate evaluation, but I'm going to grow from that. It might have taken 24 hours of ruminating and kicking myself in the behind, but I will grow from that. So even though I may have crashed and burned, I will pivot and make sure in my head, I remember it as an opportunity to crash and build something better. One of the things I did this year was host an event for one of my favorite Israeli artists. He sings in both Hebrew and in English, and I invited him to come out to Arizona. I didn't think anyone would show up at this event, with everything going on and the climate of fear in our community, I knew that I was going to be overcoming some major hurdles. But what I have learned in my leadership here at Valued Voices, by having been a president, by having done the work to try to gather people together, I took what we do on our Thursdays and I made it into a big event for the community. And it was super successful. We had over 700 people present. We had probably the largest dance circles outside of Israel happening in Arizona. And I got the best feedback. That event wasn't for me. That event was for everyone that was there that got to participate and kind of get a glimpse into my life and into the things I love that I wanted to share for the positivity, the joy, the vibrancy, all of those things in a community that make us unique, that make us powerful when we gather. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to leave you with something today to take away from my own personal journey. Show up. Show up when it's hard. Show up when you're having all the emotional reactions. Show up when it's easy. Just keep showing up, because as you take each step forward, it brings you more self-satisfaction in knowing that you can better articulate, you can better inspire and motivate the next time around. And I really appreciated your speech and icebreaker today, Neha, because you said success is simple. Success is simple. It is only we who complicate it. And that is so powerful, because when our fat heads get in the way of us building community, we have a disconnect. I am looking forward to continuing on this brave journey. It may be silly and stupid sometimes, and some of the things I make myself do go out of my comfort zone, but it's worth the bravery in the end to be able to inspire someone else. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow.